So who are the miners? Are they just computer geeks, or they actually work at a company together?
You can think of them as an individual, a group of people, a company, or a group of companies. Or
they may not know each other, right? These are just people all over the place that are trying to hack the code.
So let me explain it another way. You have got a computer at your house. I've got a computer at my house.
Yeah.
I have internet at my house and I have a modem. Okay. So I can broadcast to the whole world and I can run emails and videos and all that kind of stuff. You don't have a modem at your house, so you are not participating in the operations of the internet. But if we go and we set up a modem at your house, you're now another dot on the map that we can connect to, right? Okay, yeah. These are what are called nodes. A node is a person or a business or a company or a group of people that they invest in not just the miners themselves, but they acknowledge and take responsibility for this idea of, hey, we are going to let our computers really work the Bitcoin network. And so there's nodes that are all over the place. And nobody knows, well, you might know somebody who's a miner or runs a node. Think of it as the node is the computer that's doing all the work. The miner is referred to as the person or the company or whatever it is. A miner runs a node. That's a way to think about it. So now that they're all stationed all over the place, okay? Now bring it back to the conversation a minute ago that I had about the email, that an email went out and all these different nodes received it. All these computers all across the country of the world received the email that says, I've got a problem. First person to solve it gets rewarded with Bitcoin. So they solve the first person to solve the problem, replies back to everybody, right? And when they reply back, you got to remember they're sending the answer and the proof of work, the fact that they did the work. And when they do that, what happens is now every node has that record. And because they have that record, it becomes what is known as immutable, meaning that you can't change it. Because if I go and change mine, that node over there is going to say, no, that's not what that says. And that node's going to confirm that. And that node's going to, I can't cheat the system because I told everybody what actually happened. And we all agreed that not only was I first, but I was right. And once that's completed and we all agree and it's distributed amongst all these people and we all have a record of it, then that gets locked into a capsule, and that capsule is now stored on a train, and each train car gets one capsule. But now that train car has a capsule in it, and we know that the train car can only have one capsule, what do we do with the next transactions? Well, we got to get another train car. And so now I have one train car connected to another train car, connected to another, and it becomes this blocks on a railroad. And that is the blockchain. Okay. It's once you put that information into your train car, it's sealed, it's immutable, you can't change it. What's interesting is when I go to the next train car, guess what happens? I actually take a little piece of information out of this other box car, and it's called a hash, and I bring it over to this new box car. So now that this new box car has this new capsule, so I put the capsule inside the new train car, but I'm also including a hash. The hash is the record of the previous box car and the previous one before that and the previous one before that because there's a hash that moves over to each one. The reason that's important is that means that each block that is created not only has the capsule from the information today, it has the immutable, unchangeable record of every other transaction that has ever happened on that train line. It's the history. And the reason that's important is when a scammer tries to come in and steal your money or tell you some other thing, you have the entire historical. Think of every piece of data in the world. If we could put all of that in one spot and have the history to everything, now all of a sudden you can't tell me that the earth is flat because the other data shows, and we've all agreed that it's not. That's the conversation really of the blockchain, as well as not just where it gets its value, but why are people incentivized to do it?